And we thought it'd be pretty neat to know what they could say until I remembered my mom was a teenager in the 80s, and I probably don't want to know what was going on there at that time. So maybe we'll just leave it for the song. So this is called The Words of the Walls, and this is our pop hit from the new one, we hope, you know. Uh-oh, we have to play it fast. Wait a second, this is Ingersoll, we've got to do it right. If you restart the song, they listen closer, you know. It's on purpose.
First night and last day, the occasional new pain. Before the better little stuff to start. Seems over the long years, everyone's lived here. The elevator made a bar. How does it still run? It's carried everyone getting started. These character apartments, the rooms at the rise and have seen it all. The birth of the story, the sorrows and glory. If you could only hear words of the wall. Lost lovers' laughter and the tears that came after. All the different ships that pass in the night. And the same square of sun never fails to come. So warm and a little too bright. Shine till the day is done.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I bet you that's the first time you've ever seen a guy playing mandolin and keyboard at the same time. Okay, well, we had two more, but I think we've got time for one more. Am I right? All right, excellent. We're gonna leave you with our barn burner then. We're gonna get you all whipped up for Who's Excited for Garth Hudson? Yeah! I can feel this, like, wave of, like, nostalgic awesomeness coming off of this. It's really cool.
And I feel a little silly being like, plinky plonk, plonky plink plonk. Yeah.
We want to say thank you one more time to all the wonderful volunteers and the people who make the Canterbury Folk Festival happen. Folks, we've been to a lot of folk festivals, and this one is really special. Thank you so much for having us, and thank you to all of you who make it happen. We're going to be at the back with our CDs. Our brand new CD is there. We only brought 100 of them, and last year we sold a few more than that, so you hurry up and get there. And we'd love to say hello if we haven't met you before, and if you have met us before, you won't want to say hello. But we do want to encourage you to find us online. We're at redmoonroad.com and on Facebook and all those other things. So we'd love to see you again. And for the last song of the night, we're going to play a brand new one that Daniel wrote. So please, thanks for having us. Please come say hello and pick up the new CD if you feel like it.
So I didn't actually grow up in Winnipeg. I grew up in this little town called Saint-Rose-du-Lac in Manitoba. And it's a tiny, tiny little town, 700 people, including the rural municipality. And it was a really beautiful part of the world. I'm really happy to have grown up there. In fact, I've got a long-standing tradition in those lands. I would have been the 4th generation of farmers in my father's line if I'd stuck around for the harvest.
Luckily, he picked the only career that makes less money than a farmer.
Hey-yo, I think that's actors, actually. Skated acting school, I can say that. But my grandfather was the one who really started to dig in, and him and his wife Leonie had 9 children, and they all had children also. So the family is very vast. And Arthur, who's my grandfather, was a really important man in my life. He just passed away this past September at the age of 97, which I thought was pretty good tenure on this earth, and it was a good enough time to leave a big legacy behind. And a lot of my love of music and my love for my family comes from him. Now, Arthur, when he was growing up, he actually was born in Lake Lenore, Saskatchewan, northern Saskatchewan, which is just a piece of bald prairie. There is nothing there. There's not even a lake. I don't know why they called it that, but he used to tell me when he was young that he had never seen a river or a stream or a lake except in picture books. So desolate was this place. I thought that was pretty amazing because he then later told me when his family picked up and moved to Manitoba, the very land that I grew up on, where the Hanson Creek runs right through the farmyard, and Lake Dauphin is not 4 miles north as the crow flies, to him this was heaven. These were the greener pastures that he had always imagined as a child. And here I was, 2 generations afterwards, standing in that very same land, having grown up there as well. My greener pastures were something completely different. To me, it was the bright city lights of Toronto, or the rock and roll bands you'd hear on the radio. So I figured it would be interesting to pursue this idea in a song. So this next tune is loosely based on my grandfather's figure. A man and a woman, these 2 people take their lives in their own hands and manifest destiny, escape the farm, the life of hard labor that it leads, to get to the city. But what they find there might not be exactly what they were looking for. More than anything, I guess this song's about passing on the knowledge you gain from mistakes you make in your lifetime before they're gone forever. This is called Breathing Slow. When I was just a young boy lifting loads fit for men, set to leave the farm behind at the harvest end, Grandfather caught me staring at the open road as we stood there in the fields that we had sown. He said that road is long long and winding road.
I'm living out my life on the path that I have chosen.
Just to the bar to try to make myself a friend.
I stepped out on the stage as the night began again. Through the smoke and music, I looked around the hall, recognizing every face and knowing none at all. I thought about the folks I left behind so long ago. If I went back now, what would I have to show? You must know where you're coming from to know where you are bound. I'm sound of heart and sound of mind, my feet are on the ground. So I'll keep pushing onward, for my fire is burning yet, with the lessons I swore never to forget. Breathing slow on the last of a dying ember, my memory has failed and I'm trying to remember what I know, that I may pass it on, for death will come to take me before long. For death will come to take me before long.
Canterbury Folk Festival, thank you so much. We are Red Moon Road. Thanks a lot for having us. Thanks for having us back. We'll see you at the back.
Thank you so much.
Stick around for the one and the only Garth Hudson. Woo!
From Winnipeg, Manitoba, ladies and gentlemen, Red Moon Road.